Welcome to the channel. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Chelsea.
Today we are going to share how to save on your budget for a trip to French Polynesia, which happens to be our favorite destination in the world, at least to date. We absolutely love it there, and we want you to have the opportunity. We had to really plan this in advance to make it fit our budget with us and our two daughters, and that's our goal, is to really help you out and make that bucket list dream trip happen. So without further ado, we're going to jump into some tips that hopefully help you get to where you need to be to save on your costs. So Chelsea, why don't you share the first couple tips for us?
Okay, so the first tip that I have going to the island of Moorea in general.
Yes.
This island is probably going to be the best bang for your buck. You can go there and you can stay, I believe, much cheaper than going to some of the other islands. We absolutely loved it there. The people are so unbelievably friendly.
Speaking of Moorea, the ferry is probably like 15 minutes or less from the airport. So if you're staying close by to the airport overnight, the next morning you can hop on, get to the ferry, and it's about a 45-minute ride to get to Moorea. And I think for the four of us and our rental car, it costs approximately $110. Other budgeting tip, planning it out way in advance. We are very strategic, specifically to credit card points and sign-up bonus points. And so we know or have a good idea what we want to plan out for the following year. By the way, when we do credit card sign-up bonus points, we have a good idea what the normal bonus sign-up bonus is, so we wait for opportunities where they're doing above and beyond the normal sign-up bonus. Speaking of above and beyond, right now Chase is offering a promotion of 100,000 sign-up bonus points. Normally it's 60,000, so this is a huge opportunity. I've got a QR code to my referral link. If you found this content helpful, we'd really appreciate you considering using that link to go ahead. If you are looking for a credit card, then we highly recommend the Chase Sapphire Preferred. But I don't want to defer you from doing whatever is a good moment for you, because when you're trying to plan it out, the best moment is the moment you're really trying to plan it out. So yeah, utilizing credit card points is the way to go. And you can't use those points until you meet the requirements, so be thoughtful of that. If you're going to have to spend $4,000 in a 3-month span, well, maybe you can't do that right away and it takes you the full 3 months. Well, you're going to have to plan that out because you won't be able to use the points until you meet those qualifications. All right, another cost-saving opportunity that you typically don't think about is food trucks on Moorea. We didn't discover this Pura Vida Moorea food truck, which we absolutely loved. We found it the last 2 days we were there at Moorea, and we had it as much as we could while we were there. It's very cost effective. The food is fantastic. I'm not a huge fish lover, but they have fresh caught fish in the morning, and they use that when they sell in the afternoons. And we had swordfish one day, red tuna fish the other day. Guys, it didn't even taste fishy whatsoever. I would rate it better than the restaurants we ate at, and we were spending more money at the restaurants. So highly recommend Pura Vida Moorea is the name of this food truck. You won't be disappointed. Excellent food and craftsmanship.
Yes. And it is very close to the Hilton where the overwater bungalows are, so that kind of gives you a pinpoint of where it is.
That will lead me to my next point, which is don't book either a vacation package or stay at a hotel, even if they're enticing you with a deal, for your flights and a hotel package. Generally speaking, you could probably find a better deal by booking with Airbnb. So if you don't already, sign up an account with Airbnb. I mean, we've done Airbnb multiple times, have had great experiences, and we often look at the reviews just to make sure. If they don't have a lot of reviews, I probably don't want to risk that. But if you see a lot of reviews with at least 4 stars or above, I think you're good to go, and you can save a lot on cost. So what we did on this 12-day trip for us, we broke it down with 2 Airbnbs. The first one was for 7 days, and I'm gonna show a picture of this location here. It's one thing you have to discern if what's right for you in this cost-saving effort. You know, if it's worth that's what you're gonna have to decide. Maybe you want to have a more luxurious option. Well, you can always do that, but you're gonna pay for it, yes. Right? So with this, it was more like the local was next door sharing the space, but we had our own private bathroom, yes. Bedrooms and everything
Kitchen
like that.
As well.
But you could hear easily next door. But the location was great. There was a matu that we could take 2 kayaks to, and we absolutely loved that. So for the location and doing it 7 days there, it was worth it. Now I will say there was one night Chelsea woke up from a water bug that was in there, and we didn't have the laundry, washer and dryer. So things that you're gonna have to be more laxed about. But if it's about the beauty, you can save on a lot of costs and enjoy yourself there. So after our 7 days at our initial Airbnb, we had another couple days scrunched into another location, which ironically was a little bit better than our first Airbnb. And then we saved the best for last, going to the Hilton and staying in an overwater bungalow for our final 2 nights. And by the way, speaking of budget, I know an overwater bungalow is not a great budget option, but if you can afford it, highly recommend get an overwater bungalow. You don't want to miss out on that experience. And again, I wouldn't do just 1 night. If you can afford at least 2 nights, that will give you approximately 4 more hours compared to if you only had 1 night. For what it's worth there, we highly recommend the Hilton there in Moorea, because we had a wonderful experience with the staff and all the amenities that the resort offered there.
And another tip that we have realized is always check different ways to fly. So what I mean by that is one of the flights that we ended up doing is we booked a one-way flight for our first flight, and then a second to San Francisco, and then a separate flight from San Francisco to Papeete. And that saved us a good amount of money by just doing 2 separate flights. It's a little more inconvenient because it's not all in one, but it can save you money.
Specifically in flights, international flights, typically they say if you want to save more, 7 months or more in advance. For national flights, it would be 4 months in advance. If you get inside that time frame, usually the prices are going to go up. We pretty much have our trip fully booked at this point for later this summer. We are actually planning to visit a couple of different islands there in French Polynesia. And I will say this, just because we've seen the recent prices, if you are going to be flying or hopping through the islands there, they have a pass for that with Air Tahiti. Depending on your circumstances, we only did a 1 round trip flight to actually no, we did 2 one-ways to the different islands because it ended up saving us more money. Mm-hmm. And we used points for those as well. But the least expensive option for flights is actually Air Moana. So they have Air Moana and Air Tahiti, and you can go with the more budget friendly, but we went with the more experienced. Yeah, so those are some of the tips that we have for you. We hope you're able to utilize those to make this more affordable. If you can, take advantage of the credit card sign-up bonus points. It stretches really far, and it did especially for our 12-day bucket list trip to French Polynesia. We hope you have a great time if you're planning there. Comment in the comments section any questions that you have for us. We're happy to help in any way we can, because that's our goal, to really make this affordable for you so you can enjoy things and go live your adventure. Well, I'm Anthony and this is Chelsea. Take care. God bless. I know we didn't get into all the details as far as our itinerary and things to do and see, so we actually have our top 5 things to experience on the island of Moorea. You can check it out in the link